Welcome back to All the Platter Things.
I'm Marie.
And I'm Rosa.
And we are on episode 3
of season 2.
So today's episode is going to be all about digital versus paper planning. But before that, we're going to get into what's new with us.
Yes. And for all that, I just want to say the biggest news for us is that it's our 1-year anniversary.
We made it a year.
We started this podcast a year ago in September, and we thank you all for listening to us. And now we're on YouTube on our second season, so this is wonderful, right? Like, we're just growing. We just wanted to thank you guys for sticking with us.
Definitely. We're having fun, so we're hoping you guys are enjoying it too. So,
yay. So that's our news.
That's the biggest news.
That's our biggest news. And what's the other news that you have?
My biggest news is that if you followed on my... Oh, wait, I didn't put it on Instagram yet. Ooh, this is like a scoop. At least as of this recording, I had finally received... Finally, it wasn't even that long, but I'm very impatient. I'm sorry, everybody. I got my Hobonichi order from the official Hobonichi store in Japan. So it took a little bit longer, but it was totally worth it. So
show us what you bought.
Bought it. It's right over here. So I've been enjoying using my cousin for every day right now for like pretty much my catch-all everything. So if you remember the beginning of the year, I was using it only for work, and I was using my Agendio as my personal planner. But as the year went on, like, it just got to be too much juggling 2 planners for me. I love having a big planner stack and having all different planners for different things, but I wasn't using them. I would only be like really using one. I would like sticker one and then actually write in one. So after a while, I just stopped carrying the other one, and I've just been carrying this around. Or not this one, but the 2023 version. But this is my new 2024 version, and I'm so excited! Yay! And I've started doing a couple of the stickers, but I haven't. I'll have to show that online later. Because, I don't think it's going to show up. Like, I prepped my year in overview pages with, look at how cute those stickers are. These are from Shine Sticker Studio. And they have them. Like, I just love the colorful. I think they have a neutral one too, if you're more into that.
I think they do, but I just love the colors.
Yeah, I love bright colors. It makes me happy. So I have more stickers that I do have to set this up completely, but it's just so neat. It's so new, and it's so like pristine. It's nothing like my current planner, but it's really cool. And then if you remember, I was trying to use my A6 as my purse planner. And I just love this because I love the little cover. I think it's so cute. And it's a nice size, but it's actually kind of heavy. Like, feel that. Like,
well, that is heavy.
Right?
Yeah.
And it has a page per day. And honestly, I don't need a page per day in my purse. Like, I just need it to have somewhere to write notes if something's happening and I'm out and about, or to have like a shopping list or something. And then, so I decided, let's try something different. So I went with a Weeks. I've never had a Hobonichi Weeks. I've had like kind of knockoff versions, or about like the same size at least, not knockoffs, but I've had other ones that they use the same size and sometimes a similar layout, but not always, to see what it would feel like to have a Weeks. And I'm really excited. I didn't get the Mega Weeks, so it's pretty thin. Like, it's actually very small. I feel the weight on that one.
That's a perfect size for a purse planner. It's not heavy at all compared to the A6, and it's so thin. It's kind of like a checkbook for those who remember checks.
I know, right? Do you still have a checkbook?
No.
You don't?
I don't. Well, no. I don't know. Actually, I know every time we need a check, which is rare, but I think we've needed it for school stuff or whatever. I just always find my husband and I scrambling for our checkbook. Like, where is it? What did we do with it? Dang it. Like, we should order more checks. And then we finally find like one and we're like, okay, we're fine. And then we forget about it until the next time we're scrambling.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that I think people have kind of moved on to more digital means of accepting money, which is great. But I do have one just in case. You never know who maybe will make some checks. Or if it's easy to track things too that way sometimes, if you want to be careful about who you're paying or whatever.
I guess so. My husband laughs at me because I'm very... He says that I've always been very anti-technology, like, Skynet, Terminator. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep giving this look when I know that I've aged myself, or no, dated myself, not aged.
No.
But yeah, and then she's like, but you're the first one to like, you won't do paper money, and now you don't even carry your card because I'm like, Apple Pay takes everything, and
Yeah.
that means
Mm-hmm.
less. To me, I'm like, yes, but you don't understand. That's less opportunity for me to lose stuff.
Oh, that's true.
I tend to lose money. Every time I used to carry cash, I would always be missing, or like a few bucks. Like I've always been very like, okay, this is how much money I have, so I'll be like, there's always $10 unaccounted for or something.
Oh, okay.
And so that way, digitally, I can just go through my records and go, okay, everything's there, so it's not unaccounted for. I don't know, it's weird. So I'm the anti-technology, not anti-technology. So that's why I don't use checkbooks. Dun.
Long story short.
Long tangent, back to full circle.
But yeah, it's pretty much about the same size, maybe a tiny bit bigger, I think. But it's nice. Like I'm excited for it. I think my primary use is I'm going to try to do like meal planning in it, and then I can have the grid page for like a shopping list or notes. And I think there are some note pages in the back too. So I'm gonna set this one up too. I still have to buy a few more stickers. Yeah, because I don't have any. I can use my regular full box size stickers in the Hobonichi Cousin. I just have to overlap a little bit, but they're not like too out of place. But I really don't have anything hardly for this, so I need to. I guess I have to shop.
Yay!
No shopping my stash for this one, unless I just use little decor stickers, which I guess could work too.
You're gonna buy new stickers.
I'm gonna buy new stickers.
And actually, the dimensions are kind of small. You can't really use even the Teco. And the only reason I know is because someone gifted me.
Oh yeah, you were just using some weak stickers in your cousin.
I was. So I finally got to work. That's the other from my planner. I finally was able to work on my planner for a little bit. I was able to write, and I was able to sticker. And someone gifted me, my friend Elise. Hi, Elise. Said gifted me a weeks thing, and I was like, oh, this is actually way smaller than she just liked them because they were cats, and I love cats. And she's like, you'll love these. I'm like, yes, give me all the cats. But I made it work, but they are smaller, so I can't imagine trying to use big ones on this because the dimensions are so they would really probably cover up the whole page.
I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but I can we'll overlay a picture of this too. But yeah, I mean, it's tiny if you haven't used one of these, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I just gave you another excuse to buy more stickers. If you needed it, you need to buy.
I do need to buy these as stickers.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you know what doesn't need stickers? Well, actually, that's a lie.
What?
Digital planners.
Oh, I was like, what does it need stickers? I'm like, everything needs stickers.
Everything needs stickers.
That's a great segue into it, right? We even talked about technology on Behost now, and now we're going into digital planning.
Yeah.
So it's paper versus digital.
What do you guys like? Do you have a preference? Have you tried both? Do you use both for different reasons, and you are able to multi-planner?
Right.
I don't know.
I've always been a paper planner.
Mm-hmm.
When I started my job many moons ago, I was like, I'm gonna have to keep track of everything now, because now I had a small child, and I had my work schedule, and I had everything, and I'm like, how do I track all of this? And one of my coworkers said, oh, just use digital.
Mm-hmm.
We have everything in our calendar right there. Just use it, and use your calendar. And for a whole year, I felt like I was lost and drowning. I felt like I kept forgetting meetings, and I kept forgetting this and that. And then that's when I asked you, have you ever heard of Erin Condren? And
that is a conversation that bonded us.
And the rest is history. Right. We went into the world of planning.
Mm-hmm.
And so ever since then, I've always been like a paper planner type of gal. Like I realized, and I think there's studies out there that talk about how if you write something down, you retain it better in your brain. So there's like, do you type your notes or do you write your notes? I've always been a writer. I've never been able to if I type it, I won't remember but if I wrote it, I was kind of memorizing it as we went. So that to me goes hand in hand with paper planning. So I think as you can tell, I really like paper planning. But What was your experience, TT?
Let's see. I'm a paper planner, and every time I try to do digital planning, it just reinforces how I'm a paper planner. I will say though, I do have I use the Apple Calendar in my phone, and so it's great because I can keep track of stuff for me, and then I can also have shared calendars that I share with my husband, and then sometimes my mom. So if we have to coordinate who's picking up our kid, that kind of stuff, it's nice that it's all digital and I can change it when I need to, and it updates on everybody's calendars, and I don't have to worry about double checking. Like I still try to double check. Like, did you see that? Yeah. Okay. But I do like that, and I think what I do is I usually start if I hear about a certain event or something, I'll put it in my phone first, and then I'll go through my phone and I'll copy things into my paper planner. That's usually, I think, how I start it. And that's good because, my biggest complaint about trying to find a planner is that I like academic year planners, especially when there's school events, but then I also like a year planner just because Hobonichi doesn't have my academic year that I want. But I have tried using digital planners over the years. So I have been an iPad user pretty early on. I think I got like an iPad 2 or 3 or something when it first came out. I love technology. So I am the anti-you, pretty much. I love gadgets. I love tech. Even when it comes to like work, I love doing anything technical. It's my jam. So I was like, okay, I got to get into digital planning, right? So I heard if you really like digital planning that you should try downloading GoodNotes, which we just checked, and it seems to be free for download, but there are in-app purchases for different things. So I cannot remember what it was when I purchased it because I've had it now for a couple years. I think it was pre-pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Actually. Like, it's been a long time.
I thought you got it for this.
Yeah, no. I've had it for a long time. Actually, see, I have an example. I have a couple here that are from 2019. April 2019 to March 2020. That's kind of an odd. That's kind of like when Hobonichi comes out with their other calendar. It's usually April to March, I guess. Yeah. So
maybe you were trying to replicate that.
So that, or maybe that's just what I had.
Oh, look at that. So pretty.
But yeah, it's cute. And so with an Apple Pencil, which I feel like you really need if you're going to do digital planning, you can write on it. You can highlight. You can put stickers. They have digital stickers that you can cut and paste based on what you're going to do. And then I have monthlies.
So here's the question: does it come with the stickers, or do you have to buy those extra? Like
depends on which one you're getting.
Oh, okay. So they're different packs.
So yeah, it depends. It's not part of GoodNotes. Let me back up.
Okay.
So I got the GoodNotes, and then I had to download a planner.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure I got it on Etsy. Yeah, it looks like I did. Oh my gosh. Okay, so coincidence. Etsy, the Etsy store, Happy Downloads, is actually the shop that I used this very first one from 2019. And when I was trying to find a new one to experiment with for this episode, I went back to Happy Downloads. I didn't even realize it. I had no clue. But that just happened to be a coincidence of the same shop. So this one looks like it's only monthlies.
No.
The one that I was using. So there's all different kinds. You can basically find anything that you want. They have every layout digitally. All over Etsy and other shops, I'm sure, have them too. And then they have like stickers. So like I did this time, I decided to just buy like a basic planner, but it came with a monthly, a weekly, and a daily, all in the same file. And it came with like a starter pack of stickers.
Oh, okay.
So we'll show this. And it has like, so you just kind of like hold your pencil on it and it'll like kind of highlight it, and then you can drop it into your planner wherever you like to have it.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. And what I recently discovered is I think it's called Scribble. So you can handwrite with your Apple Pencil, and it will put it in text for you. Like it'll actually print it. So if you're worried about messy handwriting, because I do not have the greatest handwriting, especially when I'm in a hurry, you can kind of just like scratch it out like you would normally write, and it will like transform it into pretty text for you. And you just figure out what font you want.
See, that is always when I've always gone, maybe I should do digital planning. That's always been like an attraction to me, because we all know I have horrible handwriting. And to think that everything will look nice and neat, that always makes me go,
Yeah, it is probably like one of my favorite things. I like that this one that I'm looking at, it's all different hyperlinks. This one actually even has, I think it was 2 years in one.
Oh, wow.
So like if you pick the month, then it'll say, do you want 2023 or 2024? And it'll take you right there. So that's kind of neat. It will let you customize. No, let me back up. You can buy ones that have different options of customization. Like this one that I'm looking at, you could pick what color of your like cover you want, what color rings you want, what color paper you want.
So it feels like a real planner, kind of.
Yeah, so you really can build a real planner. And like I said, not just this one specifically, there are so many out there that you can completely customize. And it's like having it's all the options you can find in a paper planner, you can find in a digital planner, and probably more. But I do want to mention that there's also another option is that I started using years and years ago, but again, I fell off because I have a hard time digital planning, is that Passion Planner actually provides free PDFs of their planners because they believe that money should never prevent you from not having a planner. Wow. So that you can have this PDF, you just go to their website, and I think you have to type in your email address, and that will send you a download link. And you can either take it to be printed somewhere if you'd like to have your own, or you can use it on a PDF reader such as GoodNotes or something. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of neat, and it's just exactly the same as the regular planner, but just digital, and you can write in it. And obviously this one won't have stickers like put in it, or like there's no hyperlinks or anything like one of the other digital planners, but it's a nice starter basic thing, and it's free, and you can get stickers from other places and use them in here. And you can still do, I think you can still do the text, the handwriting to text.
Oh, okay.
Lots of things. And so it's a nice way to test out if you're going to like digital planning, I think.
So 2 questions.
Yes.
1, do you have to have good notes in order to be able to download digital planners?
Not necessarily. So I think a lot of the ones I was looking at recently will also use OneNote if you have that. And sometimes they just require like a PDF reader of some sort. Okay. But it depends again. So when you're shopping for it, see what kind of program you may or may not need.
And then the scribble to text, is that part of the iPad, or is that part
of... That's for the iPad.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's something that I don't know how long it's been around because I don't use my Apple Pencil as much because I'm not doing the digital planning. And so I was really excited by it though. I was like, this is neat. How do I have this turned on? And how does it know? I don't know how it knows. Because sometimes I look at what I wrote and I'm like, oh, no.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know what letter that was supposed to be. But every once in a while, it will pick up like the wrong letter. And then you just go in and like tap on it and you can correct it with the keyboard and stuff. So that's nice. Yeah, it's neat. Yeah, so Passion Planner also does have their own digital planner that you can purchase, and that one is one that's like hyperlinked, and it comes with like, I think it comes with starter stickers and things like extras. That is neat. I have not tried that one because I know myself, and I knew I wasn't probably going to stick with it for very long, but I know it's out there, and I'm sure there's other ones that I don't even know, other brands and other companies that have like they're all out there. So drop us a comment and tell us if you know a certain company or brand or anything that you use digital planning. Sure, please let us know.
Yeah, definitely. I actually did try digital planning at the beginning of this year, if you recall, for work. And I got it from K Digital Studio. And actually I didn't want to commit to buying. I wanted to try it. Yeah. And I was just like free trials or whatever. I don't know how I was Googling it, to tell you the truth. But I found KG Digital Studio, and she offered a free download of one. And she uses OneNote. So I was like, ooh, we use OneNote. We use all the Microsoft at work. So I'm like, this can maybe have a good interface with what I already am doing. And I wanted it for a work planner. I had my planner already. I had my Hobonichi, but I always like to have separate planners, one for work, one for personal. And I didn't want to carry around more books. So I tried this digital thing. And as we'll show on the overlay, it's really nice. It was free, but it was complicated to get it. Because I think it takes it's a learning curve on how to, like, when you click the link and how you save it. She has a video on it. I'll probably link it there. And she but there is a learning curve, and she specifically says this is what you need to do. You got to go into the comments, because not only I was having issues on how to do it, but I was able to download. And I tried it. I really did. I didn't use the monthly section. I liked how it looked, but I couldn't stick with it. And I think a lot of it is because it wasn't portable. I don't have an iPad. Well, let me rephrase. I don't use an iPad regularly. And so I kept thinking this would look much nicer on an iPad, but I don't have a pen. I have an older version of an iPad, so I don't have the pen. And I never transferred it over. So I'm thinking that maybe it would have been simpler if I had it on an iPad, but then I would have to carry an iPad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's thinner than carrying a whole planner. But I use it mainly on my laptop. I use it on my laptop, and I did consistently use it for the first half of the year, actually, I think. And so it was okay. There was no like flair to it. It was functional. That I do have to say, it was functional. But once again, I already have OneNote, and so what I was trying to do, the only difference was that I had a date already pre-printed or something.
Oh, okay.
And not even like I still like it. The layout was different, but I could have used the regular OneNote just to do the notes that I was doing. So I just went back to doing that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. That was my experience, my recent experience with it, with digital planning. And before I told you I did the calendars, I tried Google Calendars. My family's not so tech savvy, so this whole sharing of calendars doesn't work because they can't see it. But between my husband and I, we do have the phone calendar, the iPhone calendar, and I do have a shared calendar with him, and it's come in handy because I can't write, especially after my accident. I couldn't do my paper planning. I couldn't write dates in there, and I have a lot of doctor's appointments, and then kids start to school, so I've been putting everything in here, and it just pops up to him because he will share it. And so he's like, oh, I saw that we have a meeting this day, or we have an appointment this day. So in crunch time, I guess now, because I haven't been able to use my paper planning, it's helped. It's helped a lot with at least the calendar. So I think even when I'm going to be able to write again, I think I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep more up to date because that's the only way that my husband can keep track of what's going on without me having to be like, look at my planner. Because he has his own, Yeah. So I don't know. That's how it's been working. I did go back to paper planning for my work after like the 6 months, not even after like the 4-month mark. I don't know. It didn't work out. I got this tiny one and I just started writing things in there.
Right.
Oh, no, that's not true. And then later on, I bought like 2 notebooks that we still haven't been able to share. But I loved it. Like this, I never felt organized with the digital planning, weirdly enough. I like the idea of my whole thing is even with notes, if I type in a keyword, it'll take me to those notes. That was the idea of where I wanted to go. But it still didn't, I felt discombobulated. With my new system, I have 2 notebooks, one that keeps track of my notes, one that keeps me in my to-dos for the day. I feel so set and organized, and it's separate from my personal, but I feel organized. So that's what I ended up having. I don't know what it is. That system wasn't working for me, but this one is right now. So
it's great. I mean, you got to do what works for you.
Definitely. And I think that's it. The digital always makes me feel discombobulated because I'm not connected with it. I don't know. Maybe it's a whole hand to brain thing.
Tactile. You need something to actually touch something that's not just glass.
Just glass.
Yeah.
And forget about it. Yeah. So and another thing I did use at work, or in the beginning when I was still trying to figure it out, my pre-PC days, was Trello. My coworker also said, use your calendar on your phone, and use Trello where you can organize. You have different groups, and there's a way they organize, and you make kind of like a card for each project. And so it's supposed to organize it like you had a project, who your contacts are, everything. For the life of me, I couldn't get it. I could not. I was like, I don't know how to I think if you give me too many options, I get lost in them. So it's like, what color do you want it, and who do you want it, and I'm like, wait, I just need a category. Give me a category. I don't know. I'm not like, I just think Trello it looked awesome. When I saw him use it, I was like, oh, this is so organized. That had like color coded and it had all these awesome things. And I looked at the website and I'm like, this looks like it's gonna work. But you have to build it. And I couldn't build it for the life of me. So using that, and I realized, no, for next year, I need me a paper planner. And I dove into the world of paper planning and I found my first one again.
So that's how you got that's what you were using before.
Yeah, okay. And that's how I did it. And so I haven't gone back to Trello since. I've thought about it, but now, like, you know, we use a lot of Microsoft work at work, and they have OneNote and they have this and they have that. So between that and my Outlook calendar and then my paper stuff, I think I have my system set. So I don't want to incorporate another thing. Like, I'm in a status quo right now. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But if you've used it, tell me how to use it.
Let us know.
Yeah, like, give us some tips because it looked awesome. I don't know how to use it, but it looked awesome. And so you were saying that you had more tips, digital planning, that you had a friend.
So I was talking to one of our friends. Hi, Kathy. She sent me some notes because she is somebody who used to do paper planning, but because they have a young child at home who would like to get into their stickers, she ended up going into digital because all of a sudden all the cute planner stickers ended up all over the house. So
yeah,
I get it. So I was asking her about, like, you know, what is she using? And she said that she was actually using the Passion Planner PDF.
Okay.
Was mentioned it and said that it actually helps to have one of those screen protectors that makes the glass feel like paper. With the Apple Pencil. And so she said that really makes a difference. So that's a neat little tip. Maybe I'd get more into it if it felt like that. Maybe. Yeah. Or maybe your tactileness could get into that. So
that sounds interesting. That I didn't even know there was screen protectors that did that.
I've been getting some random, like, Facebook ads lately about it. So I don't know if it knew I was thinking about things. And so yeah. But yeah, she mentioned it. And then our friend said that writing on the iPad with the screen protector makes it feel like writing on paper, and that makes a big difference. And because she was in school, she's recently gone back to class, and taking notes and, like, drawing things on the iPad felt different with the screen protector. So that was good. Also, she recommended using the Cozy app, which I've heard of before. I've heard a lot of people use it and a lot of people like it. I tried it a few years back, so I don't know what the current one is like. And I didn't really get into it just because I didn't get my whole family on board of using it. And the tech geek in the family. So this was a while ago. But she recommends it a lot. She says you can check off tasks live and share it with other members in your family. Like, she ended up having knee surgery and couldn't get around so much, so she could add stuff on her shopping list, and then her husband could go shopping, and, like, she could see real time checking off things as soon as he would get it. You can also color code people in your family and filter events by family members, and it'll send you reminders for any events at whatever interval that you ask for. And one of her recommendations is she had a silly calendar called Birthday Freebies. So on the birthday month, you could see what food app freebies that they had, so they would be able to track of when that expires. Because, you know, they're all different. Like, some of them you have to use before your birthday, or sometimes you can only use it on the week of your birthday or the day of your birthday, or sometimes you have 2 weeks after your birthday. So that's actually kind of neat. Like, I hadn't thought about that. Was pretty cool. So just a couple extra little tips there for digital planners.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wishes I can get into it, and maybe I will, maybe later on, just because, once again, sustainability, being green. I love paper crafting. I love it. But, you know, I always think about, like, what is my carbon footprint? What is my tree killing days? Sorry, going there. And so then I'm like, well, if I did digital, maybe I wouldn't be, because, you know, I have a lot of stickers. I have a lot of things that I don't use. I love notebooks and I'm not using them. So part of me is like, well, this would maybe stop me from buying all that stuff and all that. But once again, the paper to pencil thing, retaining information, just making feeling connected. I don't know how I can give that up. I mean, that happened to me with e-readers too, though. I was a true heart, like, no, reading a book, the smell, the taste, the feel of it all. I don't taste it. I don't go around licking books, y'all. Imagine me licking books. It tastes so good. Musty.
Musty paper. Yay.
3 years old. Okay.
Aged like a fine wine.
Like reading a book was always my thing. Is you have to like, it's not just about reading it, it's about feeling the paper and feeling the book and the smell and all. But now, where I can't carry a book around as much, or I don't have a lot of time for reading, I've really gotten into downloading books, and I think you got me into it, and I even got my little Kindle, and I'm like, this is easier because I can, on the go, I have a few minutes, I'm now reading a book. So maybe in the future, maybe I'll get into digital planning. But I really, right now, my system working for me, so
as long as it's working for you, that's all that matters.
The only thing I did find out, though, that I am going to keep incorporating after is the calendar. I think it's perfect. I wish I would have. We've adopted it, but I wouldn't keep up with it because he can just ask me. But
really,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's like it was another thing to add, but right, like I don't have a purse planner. And so this has made it easier for like, okay, your next appointment is on this day, or this is next event. So I put it on and I'm like, oh, I saw that we have an event going on. I'm like, yes, we do. Or if I don't get to put it in the planner in time, now I can be like, wait, I think I wrote it down somewhere and it's in the calendar. So that's going to stay.
Yeah.
At least I hope.
I really do. I like having the shared calendar on my phone. It makes it really convenient to make sure. And we have a small family. There's only 3 of us. And plus my mom, who helps out a lot with our daughter and school pickups and different things like that. So, I mean, there's only so many people, but still, like, it really makes a difference being able to have, like, one place I put it in there and it just kind of, like, shoots out to everyone, like, auto-populates to everyone.
Well, there's only 3 of us, too, technically.
You got a lot of people in your family.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the only other person that I can share my calendar is my husband. Because that's the only techie person. So, but yeah, I do have a lot of appointments to input. But yeah, it helps. Because like, oh, so does that mean I have to go pick up? Or, it helps. It triggers his. It includes him. And I think he likes it.
It's nice to feel included.
Yeah.
It's not great when you're like, wait, what's happening? What's going on? So it's good.
Yeah.
Cool. So. Well, let us know what other tips and tricks you have, or if you feel extremely strongly one way or the other, paper versus digital planning. Put it in the comments below. Put it on our Instagram at All the Planner Things Podcast.
And let us know. Just, give us your input. If we, have any other tips or other programs that you'd like, no, this is the one you guys have to use. Let us know.
Please let us know. Totally. It would be totally fun to try new different things. I love seeing what else is out there.
Yes, exactly. And answer our poll, because we're going to put a poll in the Spotify one about paper versus digital. All right.
Sounds good. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We're trying to grow our little podcast family here.
Yeah. So see you next time.
Bye.